All right, guys. So today we're up on the account 3%. We took a little W as you saw in the title. I didn't record the trade idea because I was outside walking my dog and I took it on my phone. Let's go over this trade idea real quick because it isn't really following the system. But it was more of a discretionary trade, and again, I have been backtesting my discretionary skill, freestyling it, but we have the system in place for a reason. But today I just got the best of me, and I don't want to count this as an actual win, if I'm being truly honest, because again, if it wasn't following the system, then there's no point of actually counting this as a win or a loss. It's just one of those trades where you want to, but let's go over this trade idea real quick. So on the daily time frame, we made this buy side imbalance inversed, and we disrespected the order block. We had some daily CRT, but it just wasn't really respected to push up higher. Now we're forming a bunch of low resistance liquidity. Whenever we do move back up, it's going to be pretty dramatic with speed, in my honest opinion, because look at all these highs right here. Unable to sweep, the other high, and it's just forming a bunch of low resistance, if I'm being truly honest. So yeah, we're kind of bearish going into today, even though I did take longs, but that doesn't matter. 4-hour time frame, we had a 4-hour sell side imbalance. What respected, continued to the downside, broke below these lows, continued to the downside. Sell side objective was down here, and then on the 1-hour time frame, again the sell side objective was all the way down here, and we had another one down here. You see the market just ran past that, broke through it, and then on NQ was the weakest one compared to the other ones. You can see ES is still pushing up, YM is pushing up. NQ is just very, very weak on the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute sell side imbalance. You can see the market formed CRT, and then it pushed up higher. But on the 1-hour time frame, what confluence did we have to take longs? We didn't have any sort of confluence. This wasn't really a confluence for me. None of this was really a confluence, even though some people would call it like your demand zone or it's your supply zone. It's just your supply zone. The market's going to push up higher. But for me, all I really had was the 15-minute confluence, 15-minute CRT, what a 15-minute sell side imbalance, and of course, SMT or the six sister approach on the markets here. So we had the market, we entered right here at 10:03. And at 10:03, the market was already moving up for these, and I realized the momentum is going to catch up on NQ really, really soon because these are already breaking above old highs and pushing up higher. So that's kind of what I thought, my thought process in the moment. And then I entered the trade, and I was risking 3%, aiming for 1-to-1. The stop loss was around here, and the take profit was up here. And the market eventually just pushed up higher, reaching our objective, and then that was pretty much really it for today. So I didn't even move the stop. The market eventually just reached my target right here, and I was eventually gonna move the take profit. The stop loss to break even if we were close to reaching the objective, which was this high, which I was originally targeting that, but it never met it. We're risking a little bit more, and of course the take profit went down a little bit since we're risking 3 minis. But yeah, that's pretty much really it for the trade idea there. My original trade was right here. I was going over it on my camera for the vlog. You're gonna see that there if you're caught up on that. Here was the trade idea right here. We had a breaking market structure, buy side imbalance, sweep, and we had a low, high, lower, low, and then eventually pushed up, broke above, and we're retracing. I was looking to take this buy right here, but everything else was moving lower. NQ was moving lower. ES was just like, it was moving inside of a range while YM was moving up higher, and we thought about buying here, but we didn't, and then the market pushed up higher once more, and then it pushed up higher, and it met the standard deviation targets, which were like around here somewhere. And that was like the original trade idea, but we didn't have any 15-minute CRT, but we did have a 15-minute buy side imbalance, which was, where was it? It was right here, but it never tapped up into it. And then on the 30-minute, we had a 30-minute buy side imbalance again, but it did tap up into that, and then it pushed up higher here. And then on the 1-hour, we had no 1-hour confluence, or did we? We had a 1-hour BISI. So I should have seen that. Just on the 15, we didn't really have anything since we were like sweeping both sides, up the low and then broke above the high. And then on the 30-minute, we didn't complete, the CRT. We're sweeping the low, and then eventually pushed up higher. Candle closure above. Usually candle closures above mean what? Higher prices. Candle closure above means higher prices. Now we're sweeping, and we're not looking like what candle closure is going to form. We still have 27 minutes though, but if it doesn't form, then what does that mean? Likely a retracement or a reversal incoming. So yeah, I've been using that a lot more. Candle closures, very, very nice. So let's go over this trade idea for you guys here. Let's show the chart examples. So 8, 2, 9, 6, 8, 8, 9, 2, 5. Target 714, 2, 5, 714, 2, 5. And then the stop loss was at a 1-to-1 right here. So this was pretty much the trade idea right here. So yeah, that was pretty much the trade idea. Entered, took it out for a W. So we're up on the account. 1.491. And yeah, I don't want to get too confident. Don't want to get too cocky. And I want to review this trade and analyze it and learn from it, because I feel like it was a good trade, but we could have done better. No cap. You know what I'm saying? Like, was it really following the system? What did we do right? What did we do wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's basically really it. It's a quick short-term trade. It was right, you know. But this was my favorite trade idea for today. This was my favorite, by far. This one was decent. The 3-minute inversion was a good confluence. Hold us, you know, and then push us up higher, targeting the 50-minute imbalance there. And then eventually we had that 50-minute CRT. 50% usually indicates what? The reversal. So on the 1 minute, you can see we hit 50%, and I didn't even know I was targeting 50%, but yeah, we hit 50%, and then we started to move down lower. We didn't reach the high up in the higher quadrant with the standard deviation objective met. As you can see there, it was met. Then the reversal came. I just wish we had a 1 hour confluence that was actually like in place on the daily. The daily order block's there, but the 3-day imbalance isn't really getting respected. On the 4 hour sweep, breaking market structure, you know, showing indication for lower prices, you know, sweeping the low, breaking below the low. Objective over here now is just clearly being targeted. And then on the 15 again, yeah, that's pretty much really the trade idea for today. Very simple, very sweet. Again, we're just forcing longs, but we had no external sweep here on this one. We had an internal sweep, and usually with the inversion, if I really got from yesterday's trade, I realized that if I only have an internal sweep and we are retracing back into the inversion, you want to wait for the momentum to, you know, once we do retrace into it, to get respected and show you an indication of what higher prices. So these candles weren't really showing me that until we had this one with the correlation. So that's another thing I was really paying attention to, and I learned from my lesson log yesterday, which I've been reviewing, is that once we're retracing into an inversion, lower time frame inversion for value up, and we don't have an external sweep on the lower time frame but an internal one, we want to wait for more confirmation when we are retracing into the inversion. That's if we retrace into it. If we don't retrace into it and we're already having strong momentum, and we're pushing in the direction we want to see that market push into, then we don't really have to wait for the retracement. We can enter off of that. But if we do have the retracement and we're showing, or we're counter trending basically from the original, you know, area where or direction we want the market to go into, want to wait for that momentum and the continuation off of the inversion. Once we retrace, we could have entered here, but that would have confirmed like maybe we go lower. That's like a possibility here. We could have disrespected this inversion and continued to the downside. So we waited for the momentum, and then we watched the other markets, and clearly that was probably not going to happen. And if it did, it was probably going to meet our objective and then move lower. So yeah, and that's pretty much really it for today. I'm going to go analyze, review this trade, and call it a day early because we already did. So we still have the rest of the trading week to look for another A+ setup today, this week. So I'm going to really take my time and look for an A+ setup and not rush the process to pass this account. We're very, very close. So I kind of want to lower the risk a little bit to like 2%, and then eventually just aim for a 1 to 2 or a 1 to 1.5 and take that. But just looking for the highest quality setup, and that's really it. So that's pretty much really it. Maybe trading 1 mini, 2 minis, just having a 2% stop and then a 2% take profit. Doesn't really matter anymore. We can just aim for 2%. Doesn't matter. That's basically really it. I want to review my system, review my trades, review my journal, analyze this one, see what I did right, see what I did wrong, see what I could have done better. Always room for improvement, always room for learning, and continue to show up every single day no matter what, and being patient. Oh yeah, today we're patient. We wrote down in our notes what we're feeling live trading. So live trading August 19th, I get the urge to trade, but I'm controlling my urge. It's all a mindset thing. So whenever we saw YM moving, guess what? We had the urge to trade, but I told myself I'm going to control my urge. You know, I was like, I'm in control of the trades. You know, I'm in control. I control when I push the button, when I exit, when I enter, and what I see and what I want to see, and controlling the urge too, you know, like the FOMO, all that. And then eventually, even if the market moves without me, if my system wasn't presented, good. We only look for A+ setups. Let us miss the B+ setups. That's what I was talking about with YM. You know, if the market moves without me, and eventually it did, look for the A+ setups. Was this an A+ setup? I would consider it more of a A-, not A+, since we didn't have more of a higher time frame confluence like the 1 hour or the 4 hour confluence or anything like that. We only had a 15-minute, 3-minute, and then a 1 minute, and of course the correlation, which is makes it a little bit more up there. And yeah, that was really it. So that's pretty much really it. Controlling the urge, not getting FOMO, waiting, being patient, sticking to our rules, sticking to our model, just being level-headed, being rational, thinking about what, you know, is the market offering to us, what can we take, and if it's nothing really that's like high quality or presentable, just wait for the next day, and that's it.